My husband said we needed to fix our marriage. That's how it all began. He looked me in the eyes one morning over breakfast, held my hands and said, "Let's start fresh, just the two of us. No work, no phones, no distractions." I wanted to believe him. I really did. My name is Emily Carter, and I'm 29 years old. I've been married to Daniel for 6 years. The last year, it was hard. He was always distant, always tired. Late nights, cold stares, smiles that never touched his eyes. I asked if he was cheating. He said no. I asked if he still loved me. He said yes, but it didn't feel true. So when he said he'd planned a trip for us, deep in the mountains, far away from everything, I said yes. Maybe love just needed quiet to grow back. We drove for hours. The road curved like a snake through thick trees. No other cars. Just us and silence. My phone lost service halfway up. Daniel said that was the whole point. When we reached the hotel, I felt a chill, and not just from the cold air. It was big and old. The walls were dark wood. The windows too small. And the air smelled like something old and wet. But Daniel smiled and said, "It's peaceful, right? Just us now." He nodded. The man at the front desk wore a gray suit and had a too-wide smile, like someone who practiced it in the mirror. He didn't blink much. "Room 305, he said, handing Daniel the key. "Enjoy your stay." There was no other guest in sight. No music, no noise. Just the sound of my own heart tapping in my chest. Our room had a king-size bed, 2 small lamps, and 1 chair facing the window. No TV, no Wi-Fi, no clock. The wallpaper was peeling in the corners. One window looked out at the woods. The other didn't open. That night, Daniel said he was tired and went to bed early. I took a long bath. Tried to feel normal. Relaxed. When I came back to the bed, something felt wrong. My pillow looked different. Like someone had lifted it and put it back. Picked it up. And underneath was a note. A small piece of paper, folded twice. Not hotel paper. Not type. Handwritten. Cheeky. Rushed. Opened it. "You're not his first. Leave while you can." Froze. My chest went tight. My hands began to shake. I looked over at Daniel. He was already under the covers, his back turned to me. Breathing slow. Like he was asleep. I stared at the note again. What did this mean? Who wrote it? I didn't know what to do, so I slipped it into my book, turned off the light, and lay there. Eyes wide open, not sleeping a single second. The next morning I showed Daniel the note. He blinked, looked at it, and laughed. "I told you this place was creepy," he said. "Probably that weird maid who cleaned the room earlier. She was staring at me the whole time. Looked half crazy." I tried to laugh too, but it felt like glass in my throat. At breakfast, I asked the man at the front desk, "Who was the maid yesterday?" He looked confused, then smiled. "I'm sorry, ma'am, we don't have a maid on duty. Housekeeping is only done before check-in. If there was someone in your room, she shouldn't have been there." "But Daniel said." The man shook his head. "No one has been hired here recently, ma'am. Not after." "Well, never mind." He smiled again, too wide. My stomach twisted. Back in the room, Daniel took a nap. I stood by the window and watched the trees sway in the wind. The sky was turning gray. Then I saw something in the glass reflection. Someone standing in the hallway behind me. I spun around. Nothing. Opened the door. Looked both ways. Me. But something on the floor caught my eye. A single hairpin. Bent. Black. Old. It hadn't been there before. My breath came short. I shut the door and locked it. That night I woke up cold. The bed beside me was empty. The sheets still warm. Got up slowly. "Daniel," I whispered. No answer. I opened the door and stepped into the hallway. He was standing at the end. Silent. Facing the wall. "Daniel?" I asked again. He turned around slowly. "Oh," he said. "Just getting air." I noticed his hands. "But why are your hands wet?" I asked. He smiled, shrugged. "No reason." He walked past me and went back to bed. I smelled it as he passed. Upper. Like pennies. Like blood. I sat in the chair by the window, too scared to sleep. The wind howled outside. I kept looking at the pillow, afraid something else would be under it. When I finally lay down again, it was near morning. But I didn't sleep. I couldn't. 'Cause someone was watching us. I could feel it. And deep in my heart, I was beginning to think. Maybe Daniel didn't bring me here to fix our marriage. Maybe he brought me here to end it. The next day, everything felt heavier. There. The light. Even my own body. It was like the hotel was pressing down on me. Daniel acted normal. Too normal. He hummed while brushing his teeth. Made jokes while pouring cereal. But something about his smile scared me now. It didn't reach his eyes. His laughter sounded like it was copied from someone else. I didn't eat. My stomach twisted every time I looked at him. After breakfast, I went to the front desk again. This time a different man was there. Younger. Nervous. "Hi," I said, leaning in. "Can I ask you something strange?" He looked around like he wasn't sure if he was allowed to speak. "I'll try," he whispered. "Is there a maid here?" "Yes." "A woman who wears her hair in a bun and has a limp in her left leg." His face went pale. His lips parted like he was about to say something, but then he stopped. "I'm sorry. I don't know anything about that," he said quickly. I need to go." He rushed off before I could say another word. That afternoon, I told Daniel I had a headache and wanted to stay in the room alone. He nodded. "You rest," he said. "I'll go for a walk." As soon as he left, I locked the door and searched the room. Every drawer. Every corner. Every little crack in the wall. I didn't even know what I was looking for. I just knew something was hiding. I sat on the bathroom floor, tired and scared, and stared at the mirror. That's when the steam started. I hadn't turned on the shower. I swear I didn't. But the glass fogged up like someone had been bathing just moments before. And then, slowly, in the mist on the mirror, words began to appear. They wrote themselves. Like an invisible finger was drawing them just for me. Room 308. There's a tape. Watch it alone. Gasp. My heart dropped to my knees. Room 308. We were in 305. Just 3 doors away. When Daniel came back, I smiled like nothing happened. Pretended to be fine. But I wasn't. I kept thinking about that message. That room. A tape. I waited until Daniel was asleep, then snuck out with shaking hands. The hallway was dark and cold. The lights flickered. Every step sounded too loud. I reached room 308. Tried the knob. I was about to turn back when I looked down. Under the door was a key. Just lying there. Almost like someone wanted me to go inside. I picked it up and unlocked the door. Room 308 looked just like ours. Same bed. Chair. Same wallpaper. But it felt wrong. The air was thicker. The shadows darker. The smell, dust, metal and something else. Like old meat. I searched quickly, scared Daniel might wake up and find me gone. Then I saw it. Behind the curtain, near the vent, taped to the wall, was a small black camera. I see. But the red light on it was blinking. Still recording. Below it a tiny DVD player. Pile of discs. Labeled in red pen. Girl 1. Girl 2. Girl 3. Girl 4. Girl 12. My hands trembled. I picked the top one. Girl 12 and pressed play. What I saw. I will never forget. A young woman sat on the bed. She looked scared. Confused. Daniel entered the frame. Smiling. Sweet at first. Kind. Talking softly. Then, the video jumped. She was tied to the bed now. Crying. Begging. I covered my mouth, tears filling my eyes. The video skipped again. She was gone. Daniel was cleaning the sheets. Normal. Like it was just another day. I dropped the disc. Backed away. There were 12 of them. 12 women. 12 girls who looked just like me. Same dark hair. Same brown eyes. Same small hands. None of them had left. I was next. I ran back to our room. Daniel was still sleeping. his back to me. I didn't sleep that night. I just stared at him. The man I had married. The man I thought I knew. And I realized something terrible. He didn't bring me here to save our marriage. He brought me here to end me. The next morning I packed a bag. I told Daniel I wanted to leave. He smiled and said, "One more night. Just one more. For us." Said okay. But inside I was screaming. That night I stayed awake in the chair. I watched him sleep. Waited. Around midnight he got up. Went into the bathroom. Crept to the door. Listen. Scraping. Metal on stone. He was sharpening something. A knife. I held my breath. Then the sound stopped. A step. He was coming back. I threw myself onto the bed and closed my eyes, pretending to sleep. He stood over me, breathing, touching. Then he crawled into bed and whispered, "I love you. So much." I almost screamed. Kept my eyes shut. Waited for his breathing to slow. Waited until I was sure he was asleep. Then I got up, tiptoed to the door. That's when I saw it. Another note. Slipped under the door. Written in the same shaky hand. "Tonight. If you don't run, you won't wake up." My hand shook as I read it. Tears filled my eyes. I looked back at Daniel. He was still. Silent. Like death itself. I had to leave. I held the note in my hand, my heart pounding so hard it shook my whole body. "Tonight. If you don't run, you won't wake up." I couldn't breathe. I looked back at Daniel, sleeping so peacefully, like he didn't have a care in the world. But now I knew who he really was. The tapes. The women. The way he watched me when he thought I wasn't looking. All of it made sense now. I wasn't on a romantic trip. I was trapped. I moved quickly and quietly. I grabbed the small backpack I had packed earlier. Just my phone, some snacks, a flashlight, and my ID. No service. No GPS. But I needed to try. Had to get out. I slipped on my shoes and slowly turned the doorknob. Creak. Froze. Daniel shifted in bed. I didn't move. I didn't even blink. Then a silence. I pushed the door open wider and slipped out into the hallway. The lights flickered overhead. The walls seemed to breathe. Every step echoed louder than it should have. I tiptoed past room 308, heart racing, and reached the stairs. But just as I grabbed the railing, heard it, our door opening, then his voice. "Emily!" Ran. Down the stairs. West. I didn't care how loud I was now. I just wanted out. "Emily!" he shouted again. But his voice. It wasn't sweet anymore. It was sharp, angry, cold. "Come back." I burst through the lobby. No one was at the desk. The front doors were locked. Course they were. I turned and saw another door. Marked staff only. I shoved it open and ran down a dark hallway, through the kitchen, past a storage room, until finally. A back door. I yanked it open and ran into the woods. The cold air slapped my face. The trees looked like giant shadows reaching for me. The moon barely lit the path, but I kept going. Branches tore at my clothes. My feet slipped on wet leaves. Somewhere behind me I heard footsteps. He was following me. "Emily!" he roared. "Come back now." I ran faster, not caring about the pain. My lungs burned. My legs ached. But I didn't stop. Couldn't. 'Cause if he caught me, I'd be girl 13. After what felt like forever, I stumbled onto an old dirt road. Me. Silent. I looked around. No cars. No lights. Then I heard it. Sound. Truck. Headlights appeared in the distance. I waved my arms, screamed, cried. The truck stopped. A man jumped out, eyes wide. "Are you okay? What happened?" I need help," I gasped. "My husband, he's trying to kill me. He's back at that hotel." He helped me into the truck and called the police. I sobbed the whole ride. The man gave me a blanket. Told me I was safe now. But I didn't feel safe. Not yet. The police met us down the road. I told them everything. The hotel. The notes. Tapes. The other women. They looked at each other like they didn't believe me. But then they searched the room and found the discs, 12 of them, each labeled, each showing what Daniel had done. That was enough. They arrested him that same night. He didn't fight. He just smiled at me as they put him in the car. "I still love you, Emily," he said. I turned away. The next morning we all returned to the hotel. But something strange happened. It was gone. Not burned. Not broken. Fin. The space where it had been was now a thick patch of trees. No building. No signs. No driveway. No gate. Like it had never been there at all. The police were confused. I was terrified. Had I imagined it? Well, I still had the notes, tapes, the bruises on my arms. It was real. The hotel had been real. But now, it had vanished. They kept Daniel in custody. Charged him with 12 murders. But the judge said the case was strange. The hotel couldn't be found. The other bodies were never recovered. Only the videos remained. That was enough for some time, but not forever. Still, they kept him locked away. I thought that would be the end. But it wasn't. A year later, on the exact same day, I opened my mailbox and found a letter. No stamp. No return address. Inside, one line. "You got out. But others didn't. Tell them." My fingers went cold. I looked around, heart pounding. No one in sight. Just me and the wind. I don't know where the hotel went. I don't know if the maid was even real. Was she a ghost? A spirit trying to help? Or maybe one of the women who didn't make it. But I do know this. She saved me. If she hadn't left those notes, I would have died in that room. Now I live far away. New name. New home. New life. But every year, that note comes back. Same day. Same message. "You got out. But others didn't. Tell them." And so I'm telling you. 'Cause maybe somewhere out there, that hotel is waiting for its next girl. People think once you escape something terrible, the fear goes away. But it doesn't. Not when you've stared into the eyes of someone you loved and realized they were planning your death. After the trial, they locked Daniel away. The judge called him dangerous. The videos were too clear, too real. The police couldn't find the hotel, but my face was in the tapes. So were the other women. My fear was there, frozen forever on that screen. It was enough to put him behind bars. But even in jail he smiled. Like he was proud. Like he had won something. I moved far away. I changed my phone number. I stopped using social media. I even dyed my hair and started going by my middle name, Grace. But still, the notes kept coming. Every year. Same day. No name. No stamp. Just a folded piece of paper in my mailbox. "You got out. But others didn't. Tell them." First I thought it was a cruel joke. Maybe Daniel had someone helping him. Maybe the hotel wasn't really gone. But then I remembered something. That night in the woods, when I ran for my life, I saw something. Just for a second. As I looked back one last time, before the trees swallowed the hotel behind me, there was a woman in the upstairs window, wearing a black maid's dress, her face pale, her eyes wide, and her lips moved as she watched me. She mouthed the words, "Run." Think she saved me. I think she was one of the others. Maybe the first. Maybe the only one who could still reach out from whatever place they were trapped in. I don't know if she was a ghost. Or something else. But she cared. She warned me. And now she's telling me to speak. So I started looking. Every few months I searched the internet. Looking for stories about women who went missing on mountain trips with their boyfriends or husbands. Disappearances. Cold cases. There are too many. One girl vanished in the woods of Oregon. Another was never seen again after a cabin trip in Colorado. Different names. Same story. Romantic getaway. No witnesses. No bodies. And in my chest I feel the same twist. The same cold hands on my heart. Daniel wasn't working alone. That hotel, it was hunting. I even tried to go back. Just once. I found the road from memory. Same curves. Same trees. But when I reached the spot where the hotel should have been, there was nothing. Just grass. Freeze. Dirt path. Like the place had been swallowed by the earth itself. Or like it had never been there at all. But I know it was real. I still have the notes, tapes, the scars. And every night I still hear whispers in my sleep. Sometimes it's the maid's voice. Sometimes it's Daniel's. And sometimes it's the voice of one of the women on the tapes. Crying. Begging. You might think I'm crazy. But if you're reading this or hearing it, it means I finally listened to the notes. I'm telling you. Because the hotel might come back. Might appear somewhere else. For someone else. And if it does, please don't go inside. If your partner says, let's go far away. Just us. No phones. No service. If the hotel feels too quiet. If the staff seems too perfect. If you find a note in your pillow that says, you're not his first. Leave while you can. Then run. Run as fast as you can. Because you won't get a second warning. The last note I got. It was different. It wasn't in my mailbox. It was inside my house. On my kitchen table. I had locked the doors. Closed the windows. But it was there. Same paper. Same handwriting. But a new message. She's back. I dropped the note and backed away slowly. Tears filled my eyes. I knew what it meant. The hotel was open again. Somewhere. Some poor woman was walking through its doors, thinking she was about to fix her love life, not knowing it would be her final stop. So I'm speaking now. To you. To anyone who will listen. Tell this story. Share it. Spread it. I survived. But others didn't. And if you ignore this warning, you won't. Let me know your thoughts about this story in the comment section. Please subscribe and share to your loved ones.